The lights themselves have much better build quality. These things are made of metal, and like I mentioned earlier, you either have the option to plug the lights in with the included AC adapters, or as you can see with this middle light here, I've got two V-mount batteries that are powering it instead. Now this kit comes with a remote control, and I'll show you how that works in just one second, but there's one really weird feature with these lights. I'm not sure how they do this, but somehow they're able to communicate with each other without any sort of connection. They just work right out of the box. So what I've done is I've set this light to group 1, and this is the master, and then I put this light in group 1 and it's a slave, and this is also in group 1 and it's a slave as well. So whatever I change this light to, these lights will wirelessly copy it. I'm not sure how it's working, but check this out. As I turn this, you can see all of them dim. I can also change the Kelvin temperature here. And it takes just a second for them to catch up, but I mean, this is pretty wild. And again, my favorite feature here is that there's no connecting, there's no Bluetooth, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no codes. There's nothing that's going to go wrong right in the middle of a shoot where you're gonna lose connection. It just works. So I can have up to 12 different groups that I could set each one of these lights to, and you'll notice 12 different corresponding buttons here as well. For some reason it starts with 0 and ends with 11. I kind of wish it started with 1 and ended with 12, but whatever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 0, which is controlling this light here, and this LCD screen here will mimic whatever this LCD screen says. So if I wanted to lower the intensity of this light, I just start holding this down, and it will lower the intensity of this light. I could then hit number 1, which is this light, and I could start doing the exact same thing. And of course, if I want to change the color temperature, I can do that as well. So I'll click on over to number 2 there, and let's make it a little bit more yellow. These are pretty bright. I did some Lux tests, and you can see the results down here. As with almost all bicolor lights, they will be most bright in the middle of their Kelvin range, and you will lose a full stop at the red end and the blue end. One other cool feature that I didn't mention before is that it has 4 programmable buttons on the back so that you can quickly jump between settings. So if you have different intensity and Kelvin settings, you could set that to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. And so depending on whatever style of lighting you're trying to get, you could quickly hit these buttons to jump to each one of those different settings.